Hello everyone, Kelly Myskowski of Inner Light Transformational Coaching and Craniosacral Therapy here for day 16 of the 21-day Superwomen Connection video challenge. And today's topic is your favorite book. And why is it your favorite? How did it change your life? For me, I have two books that really were my favorite in terms of catapulting me to a new place in my life. And the first one that began my process was called Your Inner Physician in You by Dr. John Upledger. And this book helped awaken me to how every part of our body is connected. And what happens in one area can tremendously impact and affect another area. There is no part of us that exists in isolation from any other part. And I read this book at a time in my life when I was experiencing some odd sensations in my right index finger, and I had some pain and tension that really ran from my head down through my back into my hip and ankle, and defied explanation from a traditional medical standpoint. And eventually I was led to receiving craniosacral therapy, which I didn't understand at all until I read the book. And it explained all about the connection in our bodies from one thing to another thing through our fascia, and how the fascia is continuous with the membranes that surround our brain and spinal cord. And when our brain and spinal cord get compressed, they don't function so well. So if you release tension that's compressing them, they can function better. What a concept. That's the short version of that. The case study from that book that stands out the most in my mind was a story of a woman who was a professional diver in swimming competition who was having trouble with dizziness, vertigo. And the logical thought was, she is diving into the water, she keeps hitting her head, so something must be going on there. And they did all kinds of tests and couldn't find anything. But when she received craniosacral therapy, eventually working with a therapist, what they came to find is she had an old injury that affected, I believe it was her shin or lower leg from many, many years ago, that created a tension pattern in her body that translated back to her head, that was compressing her brain and causing these problems. What a concept. Who knew? Now to me it's second nature, it's common sense. But in beginning to understand that and in further experience this amazing therapy for myself, then I felt compelled to learn how to do it as a therapist and find a way to give this experience to other people, because it also profoundly changed my life. Not only is every part of our body connected, all of us is connected. It's all one, okay? Led me to eventually reading Awakening Intuition by Dr. Mona Lisa Schultz. And in that book, I really saw how much our mind and our body are really the same thing. They're a different expression of the same thing. What stood out for me in there were case studies where people who had what we call multiple personalities, in lay terms, when they exhibited, I guess you would say, a different personality, their health was different, even to the extent that they needed different prescription medications for the same body. How cool is that? Opened my eyes to a lot of things, both of those books, and it's led me down the path to doing the work that I do today and feeling so passionate about helping people understand. It's all related. It's all related, and when you begin to treat it that way and approach your life that way, you can find answers where you couldn't find them any other way. And you can learn to use this to your benefit to create the life that you were born to live by listening to your body, and listening to your life, and all those subtle messages that are coming through to you, guiding you to live your soul's intention for this lifetime. That's what it all boils down to for me. Thanks for listening. I'd love to hear from you what your favorite book is and why, how it's changed your life. For me, it's brought me to a place of greater awareness, greater insight, greater understanding, and greater alignment, living with my purpose. I can't think of anything more fulfilling. Thanks for listening. I see your light. I see your greatness. I love you. Bye for now.